So today we're gonna have a stream of two sections. So the first section we'll be working on the Nebulon-B, and the second I kind of wanted to work on the station lot that I bought for SOS and kind of just for fun because it is a little bit annoying to build a station lot, but it's also a lot of fun. So let's get right into this then. All right, so the Nebulon-B is going to look a lot different than when you last saw it. So I worked together with some of our community members and we did a lot of work and discovered a lot about the Nebulon-B over the past couple of days. So here it is. The plating is still in for refinement, but there have been a lot of changes to how the ship looks. Now, the back hasn't really been touched at all, but the front has overgone like a massive overhaul, and it's crazy. Just it, you can't look out anymore usually, and it's a whole different ship. Or at least it feels like it. Also, so we calculated the price, and it well, we didn't really calculate it, but it's only 9.6 million. Like, what are we talking about? So, like, that's pretty awesome. All right, so I guess what we wanted to do today is I'll just be putting in some of the regular plating that we would normally just be adding in off camera. And then after that, we'll swap over to the station because the station, well, I need design advice and it looks like spaghetti. So, yeah. All right. So, really what I just want to do right now is all of the floors and ceilings, I kind of want to wrap those up just so we can get the interiors done and if we wanted to get them working. Because the exterior, that's going to be another thing that we're going to do off camera. Um, just because, um, let's put it this way, the sheer madness of doing it will drive, it drives me and anyone who helps a little bit insane just because of just, oh, it's horrendous. But we'll just get the plating in and then, yeah, we'll move on from there. So, yeah, a lot of progress. This was 5 hours with a community member yesterday, plus a little bit extra time for me. But yeah, a lot has changed. So, yeah, right now we'll just wrap up these interiors, like just make them actually refined, and then, yeah. So there's a lot of wacky triangles down in here. So up here is going to be kind of freeform. We'll just make it on one side and do a classic copy and paste it to the other, if it'll work. Because, oh man, you can kind of see by the bolts down here that there's a lot of stuff going on here. Hello, Captain, and okay, Combustible. I hope to see you then. We may be on the station part of the stream by then, but for now, the Nebulon-B, if you're still here, because we've made a lot, a lot of progress. Max really encapsulated that. Yeah, so I got a station lot on Proia, and it is one of the best lots that I have. It's a very good lot, and I'll show you guys that because I wanted to customize that a bit, and I like building station lots. Though the only thing about the station lots, though, is that they are painful to build. Yeah, so right now what I'm just doing is kind of messing around and designing. So something's telling me we're gonna have to, yeah. A lot of these angles and all of that are really wacky, and Starbase does not like them, but it works a little bit kind of ish. Yeah. So we'll just copy and paste this over to the other side, and then we'll put in all the flat bits, the regular plates. right there. Alright. But yeah, so in building all of this, all the wacky front areas, it took, and um, back here, that it took a good number of hours to actually get all that in. So it's safe to say we're probably a couple days. If I work together again with some community members, then we could probably get this armed in a couple of days, which would be excellent. Because that's just something I've been waiting for a long time. So I think what we'll do here is we'll use the 24 by 144 centimeter beams, or plates, kind of just stick them in right there. If they will, yeah. Yeah. So that's why you see a lot of bolts on the floor. There's just really weird spots, and I'm trying to get it to where everything can bolt in at a point. I think just because, yeah, I don't want to have to extend even more beams out, because we're trying to watch the count of how many bolts we have on this, because that, if you look over here, so bolts, we're halfway there, but almost all of the armor that we've put on is not actually bolted in. So we're gonna have to watch that and make sure we don't go over it. That would be kind of unfortunate if we were going to. So yeah, we'll just keep, oh, that is the wrong thing. I'm just gonna see right here if a 24 by 48 will. Yeah, so that's not a perfect area. What we'll do though is we'll take like a 48 by 144, so that we just have like the single point of contact, and then we can take a 12 by 144 and just line it up right there. And then here, so that's a 72, we can take a 72 by 96. I think that would work well. Okay, yeah, that works perfectly. And then what we'll do is we'll just get it to the side of this beam right here, so that we're only halfway in. That way we can just put a, oh man, zooming around. But so we can have this 144 plate here, and then that's like 48 by 144 there. Just stick that in there. I will be honest, I wish we had more of a, like, you would fly around in your endo and still be able to build. That would be kind of nice for this. It all feels very cramped. But, as they say, it is what it is. So then that's like a 24 by 48. And hopefully a 24 by 144 will satisfy. Ah, just slightly off, but we're fine. Alright, so then what we'll do is we'll not get sucked into the floor, and we'll just copy this side, like, almost entirely. Accidentally selected too much. Because we don't want to get those triangles on the sides. As much as it seems like we would, we do not. That. Now I can't tell. I think that is one of my... Yeah, there we go. That is one of the triangles. I think that's right. So we'll just copy and paste. Hey Jack, how's it going? Getting some more plating done. Have you, I'm assuming you haven't seen the outside, so, there's been some changes. Now, so I'm just gonna say outright, this part here, this is gonna most likely be changed, and I'm gonna be tweaking a lot of that because, so I look at it this way. From far away, it looks pretty decent. You know, you can see like the little gaps, so I'm gonna be fixing those up. But up close, you know, trying to get that curve is kind of horrendous. But I'm gonna be seeing what I can do to try and fill this in, make it uniform, and it's mostly symmetrical. But since every single plate of these I had to do without mirroring, without, you know, by hand, it's not quite symmetrical. So what we're gonna do, there's like a, I think it's this plate, or no, we'll just take, that's like a 24 by 144. Yeah, alright. Hey Crusader, how's it going? Have you seen the updates to the exterior of the Nebulon-B? Just, you know, they're kind of a little bit different if you haven't seen them. I think 144s. Yeah, so Burgerman and I yesterday did some work. So a lot of different things. And these lights in here, I was just messing around with those right before the stream, wondering how it'd look to have that kind of, but it didn't turn out as I imagined. But still, there's a lot of work that got done, and it's looking pretty nice. Thanks. I can't take all the credit, but yeah, so a lot of progress. And okay, so one thing I wanted to get your guys' opinion on. So we have these gaps here, and we were going to improve. So, well, we weren't going to improve on them, but there are two ways we can go with them. So with those gaps, we can put plating in there and cover them up. And then, you know, from the outside, it looks like they're not there. Or what we can do is kind of more in vain with an actual Nebulon-B and leave the gaps here, but instead of plating to cover them up, we can plate, like, make these flat here and then have an actual gap in between, like that you can see from the outside, if that makes sense. And yeah, so torpedoes, in my mind, the torpedoes would go down here because you could fit in like at least 4. I'm not sure, since we don't really have sizes, if they could truly fit in here, which is kind of what I'm concerned about. If they can, hell yeah, but so I'm not sure on that. But yeah, so a lot of update. It looks very different. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of doing, because that way you can kind of see in between. It just feels more Nebulon-B to me. So, all right, yeah, and getting the rounded bottom and the rounded areas is all crazy. And another design feature is kind of like, we're gonna plate the inside here, but having a kind of the spinal column there, and with the triangles, that's just, you know, something to add on. Yeah, so I guess we'll get back to throwing in. Oh, you don't. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be not fun at all. Especially since we're anticipating hitting the plating limit, or sorry, not the plating limit, the bolt limit. We're getting close to it with all this because we have so many plates. So putting the small details on here will be a bit of a challenge. Just right out. This plating will be accursed, yeah. Because so all of this stuff here, let me show you real quick. Yes, bolt. That reminds me, I need to make the remind me to save. No, Crusader, you don't understand. This plating will be even more cursed because oh, it worked. Okay, cool. I did not. I was thinking I was gonna catch it, but I did not see it. But so Captain Adam, just wait. Let me show you how much of this is actually bolted, because what we're gonna have to do is, yes, it is. Yeah. So if you'll observe, of course it flew right here. About 0 of that is plated, or well, connected, and it leaves behind a wake of all of that. So what we have to do to make it connected is we are going to be building a kind of free-form beam structure behind all of this to make it work. Yeah, so that's going to be cursed. That is going to take a while too, and is partially why we're worried about that bolt limit. Oh, 100%, yeah. If I show it to you, once it's done, I may say look away, because you may get nightmares for the next couple of weeks just by looking at it. Ugh, it's enough to make a grown man cry. Also, this is very sad, and I'm gonna fix it. Will it? Oh, no, that's annoying. So this plating here is 12 centimeters off. I am the actual devil with all of this horrid plating and everything. Yeah, it's about right. This is gonna be whack. I'm thinking I'll just the ceiling in here. It's okay. It doesn't have to be finished right now. But so the engineering, like the actual engineering deck, is looking pretty good, and it's almost completely plated. So this is gonna be pretty nice and handy. And I've been improving some of the systems in here, like the automatic generator balancing, and we're gonna have a backup ISAN system. Not sure where we're gonna put it, but oh, so that reminds me, guys. I was doing some explosives testing the other day. You know, just to figure out scientifically how cool the explosions are when this blows up. You know, as you do. Uh, And oh yeah, that is a good one. I need to figure out how to artiste that and make it actually look good. But so I was thinking, so generators, they have a bigger explosion than basically everything else, and I wanted to see the explosion size for just these propellant tanks alone, but I didn't want to take these out. So I'm thinking what we can do is move these generators and either move them down here, like kind of in the front, because we do have space for them, down there, or even like up here attached to the side there, because so the generators, they have a bigger explosive in them when they're running than a large propellant tank. And with that, so if the propellant tank gets hit, it may only blow up like, you know, not too much back here, but if they blow up next to the generator, and since the generator is right next to the thrusters and this other propellant tank, it creates kind of a cascade explosion that blows through basically the entire back of the ship. So moving these somewhere and seeing if we could still fly even if like half the propellant tanks blow up. So that's an experiment that we could do real quick if we want to move these. And we do now have more room with pipes and cables because I moved both of the fighters. So I had 2 examples of the fighters in this world, and I moved them out to a different save. And so now we have so much more, as I say, room for activities. See, Crusader, I think the back portion is honestly the only vulnerable part of the ship. Once I start putting in, so we only have these 2 runs right now. Once I put more in, it'll be much easier for them to be not blown up. But have you seen, like, when I blow up this generator, the ship still flies. Like, that generator can be completely gone and the ship will still move. Because it's just out of range of these right here, so that's fine. And then we get enough power from the backup generators in the rear section so that it can still fly. So That's nice. So, yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll move these generators. I'm not sure. I kind of want to move them maybe down here, over in there, just so that they're kind of further away from the engines, because if we're able to survive with, you know, a good portion of the back area blown out, then, you know, that'll be a nice advantage to survival. So we'll just like these. Oh, what do you mean? Over here? Like, on the front portion? Or like, ah. So basically what happened with that is, so that's going to be that for the exploration version. This is not the exploration version, so I didn't want to have any glass on here. Just kind of personal preference thing. Well, not on this one. On the observation, like on the exploration, yeah. But this one, it doesn't necessarily need it. And yeah, so yeah, Captain Adam. Yeah, cautionary is probably the way to go with this, just because of all of the different things you have to consider, like keeping the generators away to not have a cascade explosion, and having even small backups, because, so, look at it this way. So this generator right here, this can create enough power for all of the ship's systems, and it works fine. So if it gets blown out, you know, we would be screwed. But with these two backup generators, there's enough power created by them to allow the ship to run at half speed. So it's not, you know, it's definitely not optimal, but even if that gets blown up, you want to have the backup. And yeah, Crusader, 360 would be useful on a combat ship, 100%. But on this one, since we'll have so many turrets on the outside, oh yeah, Adam, 100%. This is going to have 14 turrets, taking up 28 of the weapon slots, and then it's going to have 2 railguns for the pilot to fire, or whoever's flying. So, this is going to be combat tested, and it's going to be done in the 7 days that it's going to take. Oh yeah. So what we're going to do here, so the way I see it, if this is blown up, then this is going to be blown up too, so I could just connect it, like being close like this. I think that may be kind of the way to go. Or what I'll do is I can run the power lines along this area on the back of these beams. That seems like it would be a... Oh. Just barely. And I'm really glad, so when we were working on the Nebulon-B, doing all the plating, the horrifying plating, so what was happening was that we were getting into the couple of thousands for the moose, and I gotta say, putting down just a single like bit of cable or pipe is one of the most horrifying experiences, just because it took, like, you would place it down and then it would take so long for it to actually commit. And during that time, you're going, is it going to crash? Is it going to crash? Or, you know, any variation of all of the chaotic thoughts that are going through your head when something like that happens. Alright, so that's hooked up. What we'll do is we can actually just delete that now, but I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm not sure if I actually made these different for each side, so I'm just going to take this one. Alright, and then the 45-degree angle in the front. Yeah, there's a button to activate these. they are not always on. Yeah, so there's less of a worry. Like, so when these are offline, there's no risk of explosion, which is nice. Because, so really, if they want to take out the ship, there are two ways you can think about it. Taking out the main generator, then activating these and then taking them out, or just trying to get a propellant explosion. But I've been doing propellant explosions and trying to figure it out, and sometimes propellant just doesn't explode. Like, I've shot it directly, I've pickaxed mined it, and it just doesn't blow up. And yeah, Max, I agree, it's odd. Just, I think I've had one or two soft crashes with this. I had one the other day when I wasn't streaming and we were building this. But other than that, there's been nothing. Also, something tells me these are on different parts, on different different areas of the ship. Unless, yeah, I think this one's higher up. Because that one's halfway through. Yeah. Yeah, the other one's like this. Yeah, pretty much. The propellant, honestly, it confuses me. It blows up sometimes it doesn't. It's like, eh. However I'm feeling, I'm gonna... Also, I think this is closer to the front. Yeah. And it's kind of funny, because even just moving it back from the wall that much kind of improves the survival rate of the generator itself. It just gives more room for enemy error. Let's see if we can get a... Because this side over here, that's 2 away, yet it manages. Sorry, enemy error. Like, trying to shoot and then missing, because there's... yeah. It makes sense in my brain, but... Oh, there we go. But then I realized it doesn't, so... Yes. The makes little to no sense award. And I'm definitely going to be... So a lot of you guys have been asking... Yeah, that's what I've been meaning. But a lot of you guys have been asking, like, oh, there's so few connections here, and since it's only these two right now, and what if it gets shot? Yeah, I've taken that into consideration because I am going to change that. So the only reason that I only have the one route there is just because I needed a minimum amount of, actually I'm gonna, come on. So I just needed a connection. That was really it. Like, while I was testing, I didn't want to have all of the piping I would need in, because if we were to hit the limit and the limit was being influenced by having something like extra piping, then I wouldn't actually be able to finish the ship. If I ran out of piping, making it survivable like that. So I'm waiting until I connect like all of the maneuvering thrusters and all of that and then once I connect everything, then I'll start putting in all of the extra little survivability features. So don't you worry. Alright, there we go. I don't know if that made sense, ramblings of a madman, but here, we'll save and then we'll auto bolt and then we'll see what happens. And so it saddens my heart, but I think once we start putting the turrets on, we won't be able to use auto bolt anymore, just solely because the auto bolt tends to bolt through the turret bases, so they can't actually turn, and instead it makes the really annoying grindy noise. So we don't really want that. And then let's slap an auto bolt on that, and then we'll see how these generators are looking. And so when they're offline, so this is how I like to manage my generators with the script I have, because you can turn them on and off easy and it doesn't impact how much power is generated. Well, it does, of course, but it doesn't impact the other generators when you have the automation script on. So the automation script, what it does is it limits the generator unit rate limit, but not the fuel chamber unit rate limit. So what I do to turn off these generators is I set the fuel chamber unit rate limit to 0. And then that way, if I want to turn these on, then that's at 100, but then it's still managed by the generator unit rate limit. So it creates a nice way for me to turn those on and off without actually impacting anything else. And let's see how these are looking. And they didn't get connected at all. That's a delight. Prepare for red. Oh. And then we'll see what bolts we can get in back here. Just to give it another spot to connect, just in case something gets pulled off. And we'll actually, I'm gonna go back to the other side and we're gonna do 2 bolts, because as you guys saw down there, it took 2 bolts on either side for it to be considered connected. So that's what we'll do here. Hey Dan, how's it going? You know, and it's kind of funny now that I realize I probably should rename the stream to not bolting, but it really do be like that. Oh, finally. And so, what do they think so far? Are they liking it? Are they saying this is horrid? Lord of the Rings holds a special place in my heart. And so, okay, one thing we may change is moving these coolant cells to like this side, because now we actually have space. So that way if the lines get cut, we'll, the propellant gets cut and thus the radiators will still have a cooling capacity. But so now we'll just delete these. And then what we'll do, we'll go out for a combat test run, and then once we get back, we can go and check out the station lot I've been working on. Oh, that's good to hear, yeah. It's always great to introduce people to a new show or movie, or even like genre/series that they like. I honestly have no idea how far back this should go. I think it can go all the way back to the main. I call it a stock, but just because I feel like the power lines in here are the nerves. They really are, because I took apart a ship the other day and I just deleted everything but the power lines and the piping, and it really felt like it was a nervous system. And yeah, I'll mark a spot when I put this up on YouTube if you're not back in time for it, and then just if people are interested in the station lot. But be warned, the stuff that I've done already it looks like spaghetti, and I'm trying to make it somewhat usable, or you know, make a little bit more sense than it does right now. So I basically kind of just, when I was building a station, I was thinking, oh, I'm just gonna put down, you know, the basic stuff, what I want to have on the station, and then I can organize it once I get all of my ideas laid out. So we'll just do the combat testing, then I'll get into what our station has on it, because there's a lot there. But I purchased, you guys will see it soon, but I purchased a very nice lot in a very nice spot. That kind of rhymes, so double whammy. Alright, so generators are moved. Let's hit save, and then we'll hit auto bolt, and then we'll see how this shakes out. But that reminds me, I need to actually put in the other button, because I forgot to take it. I accidentally did take out one. We want devices, controls. I think it's the hybrid button. Yeah. Alright, cool. And then what we'll do is we'll rename the unit rate limit here on the fuel canister to something else. So like backup fuel. That seems like, at least for now, it's a nice name to have. And then backup fuel again. And we can reorganize these based on, because this would be a little bit hard to get at if we need to replace it. So we can kind of reorganize this for how it should fit our space requirements. And so we'll just rename this bad boy backup fuel. And then our on state will be 100, off state will be 1, and we want this button style to be 1 because we want it to be toggle. Alright, so we'll just save that again real quick, and then we'll take it out. Oh, come on. We'll take it out, and don't worry, I've purchased a lot of explosives, so we'll see how this turns out. Hopefully the explosion this time will not be as bad. So yeah, 158. I was gonna celebrate 150, but as it turns out, I did not bolt. But yeah, so I forgot to celebrate for 150 flat, which is a sad thing. Yes, there you go. I bolted. I appreciate it. There we go. Just ignore all the crashing noises. It's 100% okay and natural for a ship to make that many concerning noises all at one time. And, you know, for things to fall off just randomly like that, it's 100% normal. Oh, man. For some reason, my mag boots are wonky. Come on. There we go. Alright. Off without a hitch. And so since a lot of the beams up here, so these connections right here that I have are now ruled as invalid. So basically it rips a chunk of the ship off. I mean, you get a nice view of the stars, but yeah, it rips a couple chunks of the ship off. So there's a lot of work to be done. Yeah, but I mean, most of the back section stayed on, so that's all we're here for. And these orange lights that are just chilling. It reminds me of like a log cabin kind of campfire vibe right here. Oh yes, the convertible. Just have the entire top section. You know, it's probably impossible, but have the entire top section just like fold or fall off. Yeah, that'll be something. Alright, halfway there. See, I like not having the fighter back here because we go so much faster than if we do have it. You know, most of the back section down here though stayed on. Now a lot of the front plating there fell off, and some of the back plating here, but alright, Crusader, we're just heading out. We're gonna try blowing up a portion of the ship and we're gonna see what happens. But also, so on the advice of Dan, there are these glass floor platings here that you can see through, which I think will actually, yeah, that'll really help with visibility. I'm not sure if we're gonna put them up here, because once we get more plating in, you're just not gonna be able to see, you're just gonna be seeing plating. But the bridge has a nice view from where you're at. And of course, you know, we'd have other gunners and everything so that we would be able to get that 360, even if it is relayed. I forgot to check how close we are. Even if it is relayed through a voice chat or something. All right, we're 5 kilometers away. Yeah, let's go check on these generators real quick. And just look out the back because it's kind of cool. But yeah, so generators are right here. Let's see, could we actually like replace the fuel rod? No, we probably can't replace that fuel rod. So we'll either have to move it down a bit, or I can rotate this and redesign it so that like the generator segments are actually in front of this, so that you know, if it does get hit, those generator segments get hit first and protect the rest of the, I guess, generator just in general, like the fuel rod section. So now that we're out of the safe zone, we'll do that. Here, I'll show you guys something, because a lot of, well, I actually don't need this right now. Where's my pickaxe? Here we are. So this is a pretty cool thing. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen this, but run for it. So you see that blows up a lot of the ship. Big explosion, general unhappiness. Not a fun time. But then you go up here to the bridge and full speed. Now, so not all the parts are stable, so it'll rip some off, but look at this, it still flies fine. Just ignore all of the holes in the... So like, what I'm really most happy with is that the captain's chair and the pilot, they stay here. So like this floor plating, that's okay if it's gone, but it still flies as a ship, which for having its main generator blown out and not even touching those thrusters, that is really nice. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip said backup generators on, and one thing I'll have to change maybe. So okay, so the ISAN system stayed in here, but adding in maybe YOLOL back on the back wall here, just because it would survive more, because now we don't have a generator script. So I think we flicked on, did we turn them on? Yeah, we did. Yeah, so that's what I'm hoping for is gonna happen. I know a good number of people have been watching this, so I don't know, but we're gonna set the unit rate limit here to 100 because the unit rate limits on are no longer able to be changed by the script because, well, the script is gone. So, alright. It's still kind of funny how it still flies. I just really like that. It's very survivable. Oh, really? That sucks. Well, hopefully they'll fix, or, you know, swap that around. Alright, so generators like right there. Why don't you blow up? Come on, blow up. Let's hit that. Okay. Alright, so combustible, really what you do to full screen a YOLOL chip is you fly right over to it. I'm on the wrong deck. You fly over to it, you pull it out of the socket, you bring it real close to you, and you read it like that. Of course, not in a place like this where it's super buggy, but that's how you full screen it. You just bring it real close to your face. Simple and effective. But okay, so right here, that area of the ship was blown off, but the right side of the ship is fine now, which is what I was looking for. So what I want to do, there's no guarantee that this is going to work, but I really want to see. We have a cable tool. Please tell me. Yeah, we have a cable and a pipe tool. So let's try this. We will bring this all the way over here. Bring it back into here. Oh, did it work now? Oh, that's awesome. I've missed it every single time it's come up. But yeah, so Jack worked on that. Oh, come on. All right, so that's in. Then I'm also gonna change the propellant one real quick, or extend it a bit. Do I actually have? I don't have. Wait, did I see? Oh yeah, pipe tool. All right, we'll move this here as well. If this works, this will be a miracle, and I will love this ship forever. But so what we're gonna do is we're gonna move that back here, and then right click that. So attach that there, bring this back. And I think it's attached now, maybe? Alright, well, if it's not now, it should be. Alright, so cables are hooked up, propellant's hooked up. Alright, we're gonna see if this can limp. Something tells me it won't, but yeah. Okay, so let's just check all the connections. So cable is going up there. Actually, we do need to go outside for this. So cable is all good. Cable. Did it get ripped off somewhere along here? No. Or did it not just not get connected there? Yeah, I guess it. Oh god. Ah! No, please. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually kind of surprising. I am combat testing the Nebulon-B, so now a lot of you will say this is not a win. But actually I kind of consider this a win. Spinning around a little bit is better than not spinning around at all. Oh, hey, no problem, man. I really do enjoy putting out those my brain just died, but putting out the tutorial videos. I've been trying to work on a couple more, but the Starship creator has just not been working with me lately. And so Nate, you joined to me purposely blowing up as much of the Nebulon-B as possible. Okay, so would you look at that? Now, a lot of you will be like, okay, that ship is just spinning in space, and so it's basically disabled. Yes, that is true, but a spinning ship is harder to hit than a not spinning ship. Now, so I've blown out the main generator. I have also destroyed half of the propellant tanks. So what seems to be the issue? Are these all... I don't think these are connected somehow, so let's stop the ship, and we're just gonna see, because if I can actually get those connected, then what I think can happen is we might be able to just slightly limp forward instead of spinning around. And then with that, what we can do is we can actually change that up in the editor to have it as a permanent addition to the ship, and hopefully it'll survive more. So yeah, so these aren't connected at all. I do not want to pull out the bolt tool. I want to pull out that and that. So this is piping, or this is cabling. Okay, so I just didn't connect the cabling, I guess. There we go. Okay, it's connected now. So let's cross our fingers, and if this even moves forward at a super slow pace, I'm kind of thinking it's gonna... No way. Oh, would you look at that? That is incredible. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a feat to how insane this ship is. So we have completely blown out the main generator, and we have lost 2 decks and most of the YOLOL on the ship. We have no armor plating, and we have lost half the back section of the entire ship, and we can still fly forward with this much missing. That is just incredible. Oh man. Wow. Okay, so we've proven it can move. I kind of want to see how fast this can go. I feel like a proud parent right now. We're just going to see how bad everything is. So the warp class is 0.06, so we probably shouldn't go faster than this, because a lot of the cabling is along here. So what we'll do instead, since all of that's going to fall off, let's stop the ship. We'll see, we'll put we'll change up how the wiring and all of that is done, just so that we can move it around those red parts of the explosion, and then we'll see how fast we can actually get this to go. So right now, so those red parts will all fall off, but it shouldn't affect these cables here that I ran along the side. This would be worrying. Can I take this off? No, I can't. Let's see if I can just take out my pickaxe and shatter this. Just so that we can get this out of the way so it won't mess that up later. Then that whole area is green. What we're gonna do is I will move... Which tool do I want? I want the... Ever since the redesign, I've completely forgotten which tool is which. Alright, so that's connected there. Then we'll connect it along here. Oh, that's cool. It's got a red overlay to show you. It's got nothing in it. Oh, we're running low as well, so that... Hopefully we have enough here. Alright, there we go. Let's see. It's the stuff that's actually going to, like, down here. Where is it? Okay, so the wiring for that... let's get into the access corridor. So the wiring for that goes along here and then up there, so we're gonna have to change that. Let's move it to over here. Now, I'm really happy with how much area this has to do maintenance on it. That is a really big brain, in hindsight, big brain idea. So let's see. I want to move it up that beam. Because this beam is secure. And then so it's connected there. So this should all... And the propellant's hooked up through a good area, I think. Yeah, it should be. Alright guys, and gals. Let's see what happens. I am gonna disable. Oh, it's here. Let's just gonna disable this view real quick, just so we can see it. And what do you guys think I should do? Should I ease into it or just full throttle it and see what happens? I'm kind of saying I should just full throttle it, but also I think easing into it would let us kind of determine how fast we can actually go. Let's actually check that real quick. Okay, so the warp class still 0.06. Let's just go slow. Okay, so yeah, we flew a little too close to the sun. Ah, that's a shame. Something tells me that there was a beam back there that had a wire and a pipe on it that fractured. Yes, right here. Otherwise, I think it's good. Then, piping. That's fine. Could have just been the generator issues. Looks like everything else was fine. Let's try it again, just for kicks. Alright. The warp class is now at about 1. So would you look at that? We can barely fly, but look at that. We can fly. We now have a warp class of 1, ladies and gentlemen. Would you look at that? And we have avoided the debris field. We're zooming away from it. Now, what I am hoping is iSand still connected? Okay, it is not. So let's see if we can connect it real quick, because then we might be able to get a look at our velocity, our actual velocity. We lost a chip. That would explain it. I realized we lost a chip too, because I took it out. That's a shame. Oh yeah, seeing all the pieces just fly off, yet still here we are. Come on. There we go. This ship is a zombie. Part of me doesn't understand how this is still alive. Also, the flickering lights, I'm actually going to take those out. That's a little bit eye pain. Goodbye, fellas. Why are you going? There we go. I was like, why are you going forward? But apparently, we're also going at a pretty good clip. Oh, wow. Sorry, I kind of just want to marvel at this for a while because, well, we're missing that much ship here and then that much ship down there. I'm gonna stop the ship and we're gonna take a screenshot because this could be the thumbnail for the video. But so we lost the velocity part of the iSand system, but we actually still have our position as well because the other ship is still in there. So I guess that's pretty good. Now the sun isn't in a good spot, so we're gonna do something drastic called turning the ship, and we're gonna see if it actually works. Kind of, not really. Alright, that could do. You know, that works. That is a nice screenshot right there. This ship is going to be amazing. I cannot wait to take this into the combat area. That we can actually fly with that much missing, and we're all good. I kind of want to just take a moment to admire it. But yeah, so we'll add in the wiring and cabling in the auxiliary. I wrote that down. I'm not going to do that right now, but for when we do the when we can add on the extra wires and cables and pipes, oh my, those two of those were actually the same thing. But once we can add those on, then we'll have a really, really nice way to have this ship together. So I'm just going to write that down real quick. Pipes and cables along, I would consider that kind of the underside right there. Like, alright, cool. Very proud of said ship, but alright. So let's hit F5. Goodbye, my friend. You've served us well. And then we will save here, and then I will show you the horror that is the station. So, when Proia was released into the main version, I hopped on, I woke up, realized it was out, and I swear this was the fastest I have gotten out of bed since the whole quarantine. Why am I in there? I want to be here. And went over and I got a very nice lot. So we're going to go over the Proia Command Center, since this is the only respawn point at Proia right now. So, oh, and there is Lori and Subway kind of just chilling. Let's see. Oh, it is literally just them in the area. That's kind of funny. We're just going to pop over and wave. They're probably both offline or just chilling there, but... And then so now how you get to the SOS station lot basically is two ways. You can fly there on your jetpack the entire way, or you can grab a ship at one of these pillars, which is what we're going to do. But you fly in this direction until you get past the ship shop, which is the red building that you kind of see right in front of us, and then you're there. That's where our station is. Or, well, I keep forgetting to say lot, but it's where our station lot is. And so right here, Marketplace, also for anyone who hasn't seen Proia from the inside, it's a big boy. And so these sections right here are the only ones that are inhabitable, for now at least. But so Marketplace is right here, then you have the ship designer over there, and you can kind of see because there's so many ships just chilling right there. And then the ship shop right there. And so we are curbside to the ship shop. And once I get my ship, I'll kind of show you where we are, because then we can fly around a bit. Ah, jetpacks, am I right? So slow, so painful. But so I brought one of my ships over here, one of my personal kind of transport fighters over here, just so I can fly around, and it's really handy. Especially, like, you kind of do understand that once you get into a big station like this, you really do need a transport. The transport buses have been in and out of the game, but every time they put them in the game, players have messed them up for fun. It is kind of fun. And just kind of tried to mess up their program. But so here we are. This is like the Proia. I call it like the main floor because it's where everything is. But over there, I think, is another ship designer, and then there's a Imperial outpost or something right there, right in front of us. Um, but so where we spawned right there, marketplace, ship shop, and then that lot right there, that large one, is where the SOS place is, and it's the closest large lot to where the action is. I think that might be an actual lot as well, but still, we're right there. All the other ones, like the one right there that's in front of us, you can't actually be there. And then those ones over there were already taken, sadly, so still a very solid spot. So we're just gonna fly over to it real quick and crash, because that's unless we don't. I'm actually gonna fly this into the area so it despawns. Yeah, it is. Oh, and so stations are laggy. You guys are gonna see how bad it is to load in what I've done. So I guess I'll give you guys the tour first. Oh. Alright, which spot do we even get in on? Over here. So I'll give you what it looks like from the outside and then an inside thing. I'm still working on a lot of it, and it is spaghetti, and it is, I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit kinda terrible. But yeah, so this is the station lot experience. It takes a century to load and save, as well as if you build a lot like this, it will take you a while to test flight it. I really hope my game doesn't crash, because that would be really sad. Please don't crash. Alright, so this is how it looks from the outside. And then I'll go inside and show you everything. So, then get the down here view as well. So, I kind of wanted to put a lot of glass up at the top and on the sides, so I think I kind of accomplished that. And so this area in here, this is the most work in progress area, but I'll show you that once we get in. So what we'll do is, I'll zoom out over here, but yeah. We'll go over here and then I'll hit F5, and this is how long it takes to load in. There, I hit it, and now we wait. So it has to deconstruct and then reconstruct the entire lot. So it basically goes piece by piece, and there are a lot of pieces. So it is kind of cool to see the station lot deconstruct itself, but also it's like, it takes a while. And then you pop in, and there we are. So, yeah, can I, okay, there we go. Alright, so you walk in, and immediately you have 3 directions to go. Now, I may change this entrance area, but the entrance that you would usually go into is right here. And so to the left here, I'll show you this first. So we have the SOS where the museum is going to be. Right here is going to be like the museum sign. And then you will walk up this ramp and you'll be greeted. There's going to be like signs and stuff all around here. Maybe exhibits. I don't know like how well this museum we can do. But then this will be a hall that'll show like just some of our stuff. This is actually a really nice hall to have like a museum bit for. It's very spacious and has kind of like these nooks and crannies for exhibits, which I really like. And so that's kind of just the museum part, and that obviously will be open to the public. And if we can limit like where people can go in the station, that would be best, but I'm not sure we can. Then down here, just, you know, the basement. Not sure what's gonna go down there. Spooky stuff, I don't know. So then we hop up here, and we are greeted by space because this part isn't done yet. But the idea is either there's a way to get down to the lower manufacturing decks here, or you can come over here. And so this is where some of the SOS main offices are going to be. All of these rooms are going to be an office. So offices there. There's 5 offices here. bop, bop, and bop. And this may be like the main one, just looking down the corridor. So that, I think that would be a kind of a nice view just to look through. But so yeah, that's only kind of the first floor of the station. And of course my mag boots were like, hey, I'll connect. So right down here, where this leads, so nothing over here, but if you go this way, there's going to be a ton of stuff over here that I'm going to build. I just kind of wanted to have a way to see if this would actually connect properly. But so then you come into this area, still undecided what this is going to be, but it's just going to be extra room for now. And then it's got an upper deck over there. Doesn't have the greatest view, but... And then, so you come over this way, and then this is where you originally entered in through. So it kind of gives a wraparound area, and you'll be able to access the SOS offices from either way. And then over here is kind of where you would go to the restricted area of the station. If we get doors, one will definitely be here. But this is a much larger area. Yeah, so this is the lot. So you walk in and you see these wide hallways. So your instinct is to go what's right in front of you. And so this would be a production hall. So you can set up all of our production lines or whatever really we want in here, but it's a big open space that we can customize however we want once we get all of the things that can actually do automation in game. So nice spot right there. And then, so if you were paying attention when we were outside, there's actually two of those. So right here is kind of just something to break up the monotony of the stairway, or well, the passageway. Just kind of nice little more open area. And then you turn right over here, and you're welcome into the second manufacturing area. So still pretty easy to get to. And then you walk over here, and so sadly I can't put like a cap here to block this off, but what this area right here will be is most likely a furnace. So this area would just be taken up by a furnace, and we can refine our materials there. And maybe one down here. But so then you decide, hey, I'm gonna go down here. So this goes all the way to the bottom of the lot, and this area takes up the entirety of the lot. So you pop down here, there's two ways to go. We'll explore that area in a bit. But so over here will be more open areas. Not sure what to put down here. Maybe like ship designs, prototypes that people are working on, kind of like design halls down here, just where you can put a ship together in here and you have enough space to do so, and then we can copy it, all that good stuff. And then so you walk through two of these and you get to the third one where we have this little door here, and this is for the construction offices. So as we saw, there were 5 offices upstairs. These are 3 offices down here. I did not grab an extra large lot. This is just the large lot. So a quarter of the massive one, which this is still really big, and I'm having trouble filling it for everything I wanted to. So yeah, Okium got one of the massive lots, the extra large, and that is 4 times the size of this one, and it is insane. But so then you can walk through this passageway or the one over there that leads to the staircase / elevator thing, and you're in the production area number 3. This is slightly bigger than the other ones just because it takes up the width of the lot, but still 3 sections wide. And so yeah, that's kind of the tour of the station from inside at least. And then I hit F5 again, and it takes less time, but still takes a hot second to load in. Now saving this is going to be even worse. Yeah, so like you can kind of they're right in here. But so we could just have it like they're the 3 stages of design, and you can put in feedback and just show off your ships in here that you just made, especially if they can fit properly. Not sure how it's all gonna work with the despawn mechanics, because ships will just get yoinked even if they're in your own lot area. But so here's to hoping that we can actually do that, because this area would be really awesome if we can. Um, but so yeah, that's kind of how it looks from the outside. These are those two upper production halls, and then over there is the furnace room and the way to get to the lower production hall and offices. And then so this is that right side over there with the offices, and the SOS museum is right in here from the outside. And then yeah, so these are those show-off halls and production hall number 3 right there. So what I am trying to work on though, since this is kind of wacky, is a way to get from right here. So when you're walking in, and if you want to go to the offices or not, you can also go to a different area, and that area would connect down here to, you know, the big, well, the other production area. Because otherwise you have to go out to the entrance area, walk up, go through this hallway up here, like just come up here, walk through this, go all the way here, then you have to fly down, and then you're here, and you'd still have to go to the offices if that's where you wanted to go. So that's very inconveniencing. So I've been trying to work on a way to get there, but the sad thing is this area is just not big enough for the like small size hallway to go through. It's like centimeters short, and it really annoys me. So what I'm thinking of doing potentially is like taking out this hallway. Yeah, we could turn that. Here, let me try this. So we want to use, now I am sad about this, there are very few large lot size rooms, and some of them really are kind of lackluster. Now I do like this one, the one that the museum is in. It's right here. That's a nice lot, but I really wish there were better ways to get wide open rooms than just putting together a bunch of connectors here, which, yeah, not so great. So what we could do is use this. Oh yeah, 100%. So what we'll do, let's try this. So delete that. Is this the right one? This is not. We want to use this one. Yeah. Please work. Ah, yes. So same size as these other rooms, but instead it has, oh, that's an issue. So it's slightly shorter. This shouldn't impact anything. What we'll do is we'll just select all that. Hopefully I selected the end cap there. Yeah. And we'll just move it down. And moving things is always shaky because you don't want to save all the time in here because there's no actual save button. It's only save and exit. And you may be wondering, where is the save and exit button? It is all the way down here where you can barely read it. And so that's it's kind of annoying that it's right there, but it is what it is. So what we'll do, we'll take this out. We'll copy and paste this in there. Works fine. And then there we go. So I can't put a down staircase over here just because it barely runs into the museum right here. It gets way too close and can't be having that. So what I think I'll do now, so is it lined up? It's not quite lined up. Actually, we may take like one of these big separator rings and be able to move this section to the left. That way we can get this to line up perfectly, because I don't think a 2 corner hallways will work. But so we'll take this out. What I'm gonna do is we'll take connection, yeah, actually we'll take hallways, or halls, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we'll take a hall, not a hallway, I know what this is, but my brain is refusing to. Alright, there we go. And then we'll bring this down. I wish there was a way to get like windowed extenders for these, or something to break up the monotony, because if you have long ones like that or like this, it's very monotonous. and I don't really like how it looks, but I'm sure they're working on something. Let's try this. Okay, that looks like it's the level. So what we'll do now, we'll take these, bring it close, and then it looks like we'll only have to move this a little bit, I hope. So I'm just going to hit that Shift C, move it to about there. Okay, so it does move, so we're not limited by the space over here, which is nice, so we can actually fit that in. Scoot it a bit more. And then what we'll do is we'll go scroll down. I think this one will work. It's also kind of an acrobatic session trying to get things to turn properly. Hopefully that's the right size. Let's just figure that out. It is, I think. Nope, we need another small one. This should work, I hope. Because usually everything connects pretty well in a station lot. And yeah, so sadly, just structure right now. I can't wait until we do get furniture though, because there's going to be a lot of cool stuff to do. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait until we get furniture. That is going to be epic. Something to actually decorate things with, because right now we just have halls and hallways. Alright, would you look at that? That is your way. So, I also wish there was a windowed end cap. That would be really nice to have. But, there you are. Actually, I need a bottom section. Delete. That's not you. Wait, was that? Okay, it was cool. So, there we go. Yeah, step by step. I cannot wait. So, let's try this out. So, this is the way I was looking for. A nice way to get up and down super quick if you want to go to a specific part of the station, which will be pretty handy. Man, every time I'm like, oh, it's gonna load faster this time, I'm quite surprised by it not loading faster, sadly. But at least we don't have to add in the lights for now. Okay, there we go. Because otherwise this would be super dark in here. But so now if you want to go out and you want to get to like either exit the station or go to a different part of the station, it's this easy. You just pop up here. And not this one, because this is the access way for over there, and potentially I'll be adding in something somewhere around here to get to those offices. But then you come up here and there you are, right by the exit. So that is very nice. That'll shorten your trip by a long shot if you just want to go to a specific area of the production facilities. And again, if we get door modules, one will 100% be going there. I really hope we see some cool doors if they add them in. Alright, so I'm just going to delete that. And then we're going to see, how do I want to do this? So, I could move this whole thing. Actually, I do not want to do that probably. Just because... We'll see if we can move this just a bit. See if we can line it up. Stabling, snapping. How close can we get? Oh shoot, yeah, on YouTube. I am super proud of that. Now it has been slowing down, like I've barely gotten any subs past a couple of days, but I mean that's because I put out hard space, so that was kind of to be expected. but I'm still a little bit saddened by that, but it's okay. So what we're actually going to do here though, so I'm going to delete this segment here. Crusader though, I am extremely happy with this channel. This blew up in a way I could not have imagined beforehand, and it is incredible. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this entire area like basically half of the station. We're all gonna move it. I guess it's a meter. I guess these are measured in meters. Not actually sure. Alright. I think... Oh, there we go. I think that's everything I need. Will it snap? No, I don't want it. Oh god. Ah. Oh. Moving a lot of things is very, very nerve-wracking. Okay. So there we go. Now one thing. And I want to ask you guys this. So for this area, right here, should I just stop the hallway? Should I put an end cap on here and just say this is the elevator area? Or should I continue the floor and bring it out to the offices? Part of me says what I should do is I should make a branch off of this, like put in another T-junction here, and then make another hallway that goes out over to here. I think that would be the better route to go. Just because you want to have areas that are, specifically for... Now this hallway will be like, won't have the windows, but... and this is another thing I wish we had. So you see how little the difference is between these two floors, yet I want to have another floor in here of small objects. I wish we had staircases that we could just make out of hallways versus full-on elevator shafts. And I think we'll have enough room for this. Yeah, that's true. You never really know. So let's just slap on a cap here and another cap. Flip it around. The snapping in the lot editor is so much more touchy than everywhere else. It's a little bit ridiculous, but it's alright. Alright, so I think now we can highlight. Oh, nope, I did not want to get that area. There we go. Did we get everything? We got everything. Will it snap? Come on. Now that would be a great April Fool's joke. Just somebody looks at the channel or the server and it just says save our socks, and the icon, instead of being the like I don't actually know what it's called, just the SOS icon, that's what I always call it, but then it becomes a sock symbol. Alright, let's see which is better, so I think it would be best to have them separated, just so that there's another, it's the degree of separation so that you know. And once we get signs, I can't wait till we get signs for stations, because then I can actually say, oh hey, you're going to, this is what this area leads to, etc. Alright, start zooming. Alright, so you walk into here, you're greeted by the lights, so you see, if there were signs, there'd be probably like a sign right there, or a sign hanging down saying, well, whatever that hallway right there is going to be named, not sure what's going to be down there, and then production level, we'll say that's level 1, and then production level 2 will be up there, and then this way you know, sign here or here that just says SOS offices. And if there were a staircase, there'd be a staircase, but there's not. So you just take that short flight, and there you are. The SOS main offices, at least for this area. Once we get the long-term plans, Save Our Ships will have our own station, and we'll have our massive complex there. But this will always be here. We may have different people in here all the time, though. So just pop on down. There we are. That is nice. Then you come down here, and we have that level, and then there we are. And then we're in the production zone. Very handy, much cleaner than what I had before, and takes way less time, which really, time is money, and patience and everything in Starbase, so you want to save as much time doing something as possible. Unless, of course, it doesn't look good. Everything has to look good. Kind of look, I kind of like the look of it. I don't know how to explain it. But so right here, we have this open space. What should we do with it? Like, I saw Oki did a thing where he had like apartments, quote unquote. Should we do like living quarters here, or what are you guys thinking? Because I'm not quite sure. We could do like small, like use either these. We have like 3 small rooms that I like to choose from. So we've got this one. So you walk in and you've got this upper area. Then there's like a little ramp down. And then you've got left and right way to look out. This one where it's just what you see is what you get. There's a mirror like, or sorry, not a mirror, or a window like that, kind of small. And then this one where it's got the 2-layer effect, or well, uh, you know, architect's compression and release. This has a lot of release with it. It's got a very nice high ceiling, and you've still got the windows. So if we were to have like apartments, what do you guys think? Like this one, or personally, I don't like this one, but I think this would be the best bet, because once we do get furniture, what you could do is you could like have, I guess, a respawn point here. I don't know how respawn points are going to work. This may all change, but like an area where you could display your own stuff. Oh yeah, there's literally no purpose to them, but like, what else do we want to do with this area? Like, what can we fit in here that would be helpful? We could do like meeting rooms, maybe. That could be helpful. I think meeting rooms would be a nice thing to have. See, I do kind of like these though. Would we want to have meeting rooms, guys? What do you think about that? This one, is that too... Let's see what this is. Huh. That seems like an awfully big module for so little room in here. A disco party room? Ooh, that is a good idea. The SOS Club. Let's see. What we could do is we could make some meeting rooms, and then we could have the disco party room. Let's see, how do we want to do this? I don't think, well, if it spawns in, I'm not sure this would be a good disco party room. I keep accidentally putting it in a bad spot. Ah. There we go. Nah, these pillars are in the way. I mean, this could be. It's got enough space in it. What do you guys think? Would this be a good party room, or do we want something like, what is this? Oh, this could be it. Where was that? I think I deselected it. This one. Ah, come on. What do you guys think of this? This could be a nice big room, and it's got a window on it as well. And then we could stick something like, this could be our refresher area off to the side. Then just walk in here, and then there's the exit. So I do pay money every day for this lot. So it's a large size lot. This costs me 154,000 a day. And yeah, you would need to pay to build all of this, but currently you can only design. If you try to build it, it isn't saved. Oh yes, party room. You heard that. So this will be kind of the main area. Should be accommodating enough. Then over here will be like the room to the side and the way out. There's a version of this with glass in it. Would we want to use that? It's this one. Oh, we could use, oh, if it pops in, I want to show it to you guys. So it's basically like this one right here that I have highlighted, except there's the open door there, and then this is glass. So open door and glass. And it's also got the open roof, which is actually kind of neat. I think this may be the best for now. Because in a party room, you know, you can never see the light of day, so. Otherwise you can't party all night. Well, I mean, technically our lawn would be like the ship shop, because we're curbside to it. We don't really have a good lawn per se. So there's that. Let me navigate around. So that would be like our party room and stuff. So this would be off to the side. Yeah, like maybe, I'm not sure if it's completely going to be in the corner, but this would be off to the side. Then, oh, that's another question. We may actually need to raise this up a little bit. Oh, and I need to fix that. There we go. We want this one. And of course, it's just the wrong direction. Oh, and it just pops in. Okay, that's nice. But so, you see here, we've got these things sticking out of the bottom. That doesn't give us enough room. Do you mean like this? I'm not sure we could fit one. Let's see. Yeah, it's just not thin enough. Oh, okay, yeah. That could definitely be the lawn, I guess. It's nice and flat. So once we get more customization up here, we're gonna slap a big, massive SOS on here. Um, but yeah, so that's for the future when we actually get that. Um, so this is kind of a shame. What I might do over here is just take this out, because that doesn't have a purpose. And then this hallway, it needs to be moved up anyways. So what we'll do is we'll hit Shift C so that it actually moves. And then we'll take like that out. Let's take both of those out, move this up. And then we need 2 sections because that's what I deleted. Okay, there they are. Will it be enough? I don't know. It's not looking like it, but we're gonna find out. So what we'll do, we'll move these 2 over, delete that, move these, they're going over here. You guys, alright, let's see. Oh, what happened? Oh god, I have no clue what happened. But I don't see any red. Alright, cool. So it does just barely. Oh lord, just barely. Yes, precisely. The only thing that they'll have to care about is the disco lights shining out the window. So what I think we'll do, I'll just delete this hallway because we're gonna be changing it up anyway. And let's just make this a I'm gonna be real, I don't know what to put over here. Could put like this thing. Doesn't even fit, unless, haha, JK, unless. So this is another thing I hate about the editor. If you don't have room to place something down in the first place, unless, can I try that? Okay, there we go. Okay, so that does fit like that. But honestly, it's unless you're using it as like a thoroughfare, it's kind of a useless module. And it just takes up a lot of space. I'm not sure I want that there. I kind of want something with purpose. I could just stick another one of these on here. If it fits. Nope. Let's find out what fits. That fits. What are you? Ah, your space party module. That is interesting. Let's see. What else can we put here? Where is your entrance? Okay, I think, yeah, this is the one that I took out originally. I honestly think there's not a good module to put there. These are all the wide connection port areas, so we used that already. I mean, we could do this. Ah, maybe this will get us to the right level. Man, that is really annoying. That is just so ever so slightly off. That's fine. I guess we'll just put like a room here. kind of room? We'll just put... Are you serious? It must be scraping the bottom just a little bit. Yeah. So that's the issue with building so low. Unless... I don't think we can get it up there either, because that's where the offices are, and the offices would get in the way. You know what? We could just do away with this whole portion altogether, like of the entrance area. I think that actually may be best for what we're doing. And then just leave this as a T-junction. And of course, since we're classy, it's going to be a T-junction with windows. Yeah, gotta have that class. Alright. So over here, how are we going to do this? So we're going to use all the small connection port areas. What are you guys thinking? Should we have a intersection that goes 4 or 3 ways? Thinking since this is the entrance, it should go 4. We'll have the party deck, quote unquote, over here. Why you do me like this? Why? What can I bolt, Jack? Like, please tell me what I can bolt. Nothing is boltable here. Bruh. Alright, so there you go, guys. Party room is hooked up. Brace for disco. You know, we could actually have multiple party rooms. That's kind of tempting. That would be interesting to see. But then, so over here, I guess we'll just have meeting rooms. Take that, rotate it. And then, so since these are small areas, I guess we won't be having the biggest meeting rooms. This is definitely going to become a corner, though. Let's see. So, as for small rooms, see, the thing with small rooms is you can't really do something like this. It just doesn't look good. So like, this is how you make rooms with the big modules. You just put a bunch of them together, but when you have the small ones, it just feels super cramped. And that ain't my thing. So, so this is what we could do. I did this on my old station lot on the original station before, well, you know, it got deleted. So then we take this medium, so as the medium connection port, and then we take like yeah, that should work. A glass hallway. And then there we are. You can put a table in here and that's a meeting room. And then if possible, we would move this out a little bit because we have the space and put in a door there. But since we don't have the ability to, this would function as our... I think we can just have 2 of those. And it might be actually to be able to move it closer too, for the sake of space. Yeah, well, we can do something like this. I kind of want to just fit in a good number of meeting rooms, or we can call them multi-purpose spaces. Let's take a T-junction. We want to use glass, and of course it only rotates one way. And we'll take another T-junction, rotate it that way. Nope, that is not what I wanted to paste. I want to use this. So, which factions for war? Well, honestly, I don't quite know. I think that the factions that would be most likely to war are the ones that have already, been inciting a lot of just, I don't know, kind of like the drama in the community, but I haven't seen much of that. I don't think I should really comment on that, kind of, but, yeah. Do you guys think, so, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably shouldn't comment on that, but if you want to ask other questions, you can, though, because I'm definitely willing to ask off-topic questions. But do you guys think, like, this section, and at least the middle section, should just have no windows? Because it is just looking out on other windows that you can't see through. Just in general. And we could probably even make 2 layers of meeting rooms, if we want to. Right now, I don't think we need it, but yeah. Because I'm not sure there's really another good spot that we could have as a meeting room, per se. We could have a larger... Because you could use, like, these halls as announcement halls, except for the fact that it all got moved up for some reason. Okay. That's whack. It's weird to see why that hall is smaller than the others. Just because it doesn't have one of these ports on it. Which I do like this area, and I wish that would be like an area you could go up in and like be, like have a little console up here be kind of like an air traffic control for a hangar bay. It does seek the high ground, Anakin. But, jeez, I don't know how to do that. One thing we can actually use these for is we could just make a very large... This could be our quote-unquote meeting area. Let's try this. Let's see how much we can fit in. I'm not sure. Yeah, we couldn't fit in 3 sections wide, but we can do 2 sections with no problem. And then we'll just pop in another section, which is similar yet different. I think this would be good for like an assembly hall or a large meeting room. Now I wish we could take out the pillars, but yeah. And we could always use one of these for an assembly hall if we're not using it for, well, assembly. Let's just copy that again. And then we'll take this corner piece here. Set that right there. Then we are going to take another T intersection. And it won't let us flip, so we're going to do that. And then we'll turn it into this. I'm not sure we'll be able to move it enough. But so offices would be up, and then assembly round would be area would be open. So Crusader, did you leave before we started making the party lounge? Okay, so basically what we did is we've been just working on, let me move this, I barely have any room. Let me move this real quick. Okay, cool. So we've been working on the right side down here. So really just, we hooked up the offices and we refined the way down here. So there's this, and you can get to round. Then down here, another access point for the lower production halls, level 1 production halls. I'll take you through a tour because I feel like I'm not going over it all. But then we put in the party lounge area, so party room with like a little adjoining area where we could have various announcements or things. Maybe the DJ, I don't know. Yeah, and then so this hallway leads to lots of meeting rooms. There would ideally be tables in the center, but since we don't have tables yet, right now we're gonna see if we can use, where are they? These guys. But it's looking like we can't. Ooh, this is gonna be close if this is actually possible. I really hope this is possible because I didn't want to spend all that time and waste it. Yeah, so. Alright, see ya, Crusader. Thanks for tuning in for the time you did. Alright. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get a corner in there. You know, maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to slip this in above the party area. Please, please, please. Oh, it works. Oh, that's a little close for comfort, but there we are. The pseudo assembly hall. Now I wish we didn't have these pillars here. That I don't like having pillars to obstruct the line of sight here, but you know, if you need to put a bunch of things in here, then we can. Alright, so let's just do a quick tour and then we can oh, okay, it fits. Let's do the quick tour of the new areas and then we'll call it a day for now. Because I'm starting to get to the end of the stream. Alright, now to take 4 centuries to load in. Oh boy, in for the long ride. Jeez. Oh. I always forget how bad it is. Five hours later, we're still here. And we're still loading in. There we go. Alright, so you walk in. We still have this area down here that goes to that end right there. So you come down here, and to the left is our party hall. So, good fun times. Yes, glowing endo. So, party hall. You can come out here. spacious, and just slash dance the night away with none of your friends because you can't actually build this, so you're alone for the time being. Uh, but then you pop back over to the other side, and we've got meetings rooms 1, 2, and 3, so they're all copies, so I'm not going to show them all, but so there they are. Those will be really nice for just having small groups in there. And then you'll go back up. And then over this way is your offices and your meeting hall. So meeting hall right here, big open area, probably like welcome info right here for whatever's going to be happening. And then everybody just assembles in there. And if you come up here, that's closed off. And then you have all of our main offices. And yeah, so that's what we've done. And I think that's honestly a good spot to call it a day. And I'm not going to put you guys through me hitting save on this because it will probably take a couple times longer than my outro, even though my outros are fairly whack. So I guess thank you all for watching, and if you like this, be sure, and you're not following me, be sure to follow because I'll be putting up a lot more of this stuff and streaming often. And this will be on YouTube, so if you missed a part of it, you can see it there. But so thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.